Okay, where should we start? Destiny Islands. As a starting world, I think it's very good. I think it sets the mood nicely, gives the right idea of what the game wants to be with the quests and stuff and the challenges with the Final Fantasy characters. It promotes exploration, and also because you need to. So you like, it actually is teaching you the way to play the game. Every character in the place is very good because they are Final Fantasy characters, so you can understand that if you bought the game for Final Fantasy, you're getting Final Fantasy a lot. Good mood, visuals, good music, good fun, and decent platformer almost. Platformer is okay. I don't think it's a good platformer area because I tell you this, it doesn't say half of the things you need to know. It's exactly, Riku feels unfair for a tutorial area, and that is exactly true. You have exploration through the Kairi quest, because you need to get the fish, you need to get the mushroom, you need to get the logs, you need to get all that kind of stuff, which is cool because it forces you to explore. And then you have characters like easy mode farming, which is Selfie. Then you have mid-tier melee fight with Tidus, and then you have the tech teacher, which is Waka. And it teaches you all these kind of things. And then you need to learn all of this and use that to beat Riku, which is kind of fun, in my opinion. Yeah, pretty much. I believe it's a great starting area. Also, the presence of Ansem giving you some sort of mystery going on. I want to include also, since it's not here, even though it should be, Dive to the Heart. I don't see it here. And I think Dive to the Heart is also a great introduction that also adds a lot of mystery while also introducing to the main enemy of the game. So in my opinion, it doesn't have much to do outside of the main stuff. It has a couple of secrets, a couple of trivia, mostly if you replay the area. So I guess it's a great world. So it's an A, in my opinion. Not the perfect world, but it's a great world. Hit combo, then stop. One hit, move away, repeat the process. Riku is gone. Yeah, exactly. Riku is not hard to fight once you learn it, but he is very gimmicky once you understand. You need to gimmicky beat him. After 4 hits, he will retaliate, but just after 4 hits. So you need to time it. Do normal combo and then move away, reposition yourself better, attack, and then he is just gone because he will then do the retaliation thing, and then you repeat the process because it's literally just that. Even if you spam attacks while he is blocking, he will probably never hit you if you hit him like right in front of him because the bouncing back will make you like somewhat invulnerable. Traverse Town. Where do we put Traverse Town? Traverse Town is confusing the first time. It acts like a lobby of some sort. It's a very big lobby though, and I like it. I like the music. I like that it kind of keeps the mood while also feeling different than Destiny Islands. But I don't know if I like it more because the first visit is very confusing. Like the first visit is one mess of a place because you need to go through so many rooms in order to trigger Leon. Fighting Leon is cool, but he's very hard. He's harder than Riku, in my opinion. He is kind of as gimmicky, but he's way harder. He's supposed to be the second, like the hard boss, the one that teaches you how to play the game on a second playthrough. Like, you don't win against Leon the first time around, but you do win against him when you play the game again, because he is that strong. He is just so beefy the first time you meet him. He hurts so much as well. Unless you have a lot of potions with you and you have no idea when the fight is going to trigger, if you are playing for the first time, you might just not have the chance to fight him. And you can't refight him as well. Of course, that adds to the fact that Kingdom Hearts 1 is well made because you have all the details and stuff. I think high B tier or low A tier is a good spot for it. It has a lot of references around. The reason I find it hard is because it does too much damage, but the moveset is extremely simple. Yeah, exactly. Like, he is fairly simple to fight, but he hurts like a truck. And to be honest, it makes sense. You're literally fighting someone that has an actual sword that also has a gun as part of it. So, but I have to say, thinking about it, it has so much stuff. Like, this area is where you will be most of the time. And it's probably good. I think I'm gonna put it in low A tier. It sets a good mood after Destiny Islands. You go back here often. The characters in here are amazing because it's Final Fantasy characters. You reach this place after Destiny Islands. You go back here to close the keyhole. You go back here after getting the gummy block from Peter Pan. And then you go back here after saving Kairi. So I think it's a very good hub world with a lot of cool characters. You have Merlin, you have the 100-acre woods. There is a lot to do in this place. Kinda lacks a little bit in level design. It literally just 3 holes, 3 big places with some secrets. So I think it's fine. I think low A tier is fine. If you think about it, most of the time it's just you gotta talk to X and then you can leave right away. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, you have a lot of things to do in there. Other times it's just not great. I think Traverse Town is fine for what it is. Good for the mood it sets and for all the things you can do in the place, but it just ends there. It's very good. Mind you, it's a mood. Traverse Town is a mood. I'm not putting in A and not in S because I don't like. I'm putting in A because I think there are better examples in worlds in Kingdom Hearts. Wonderland. You know my opinion on this world. I don't like it. I think it's one of the weakest worlds in the game. It's not a big world in general. Has some secrets, but it's confusing as hell. It's one of the worst worlds in the game. The art style is very good. Trickmaster is a great fight, but the thing is, the entirety of the world is just a mess. Because the art style and the concept, of course, is of a abstract, messy world. And that is perfectly fine. It's not a problem. Game design-wise, it's a huge issue though. Because when you make a game, especially made for young children or teens, okay, they have not the brain of a fully developed adult that can understand where this goes. So exploring the world is hard. Getting 100%ing it is also hard. The Keyblade is stuck not after the fight, but after you do like a trio thing in there, so it's even worse. There are a lot of cool details in it, but game design wise, it's bad. Also, the trick, quote unquote, with Trickmaster is flatline stupid. Like, the Cheshire Cat, whatever the name is, gives you Blizzard. Doesn't tell you why, just gives you Blizzard. And you will understand that Blizzard is to turn off the batons he uses while you fight it. No, Blizzard is to turn off the stove, but the game doesn't tell you that. And the hitbox of the stove is stupidly wonky. You need to be at a very specific angle, at a very specific distance, and target it in order to do it. It's not good level design. Makes for a very cool secret and trivia, but it's not good level design. So that world, in my opinion, is one of the worst worlds in the game. So it moves to D tier. I'm sorry. Olympus Coliseum. About the world itself, there is literally no level design. It's just an arena. There is one secret with the braziers, I think are called, outside, and that's it. It has Cloud, and the Coliseum is probably one of the best parts in the game. It's, you know what, I'm gonna move the list a little bit. I'm gonna put Destiny Island S, and then move Coliseum above Traverse Town. Along with Traverse Town, this is where you're gonna be most of the time as well, because you have all the cups and 2 of the strongest bosses in the game. This place is where you will level up. If you're not farming for materials, this is where you will level up and get a lot of cool stuff. Because you have to, all the Colosseum stuff, or all the cups, then you have to redo them in single player, then you have to redo it in time limit, and it just adds a lot of replayability and also makes you level up way faster than anywhere else in the game. Level design wise, it sucks, because literally just a square. It's literally just a square, and occasionally you can go on the stairs. Music is also cool, and also it rocks. It gives a presentation of one of the best Cloud designs ever made. I think I'm gonna put it lower, actually, yeah. Still A, because music is good, the presentation is amazing, the amount of stuff to do, yes, it's only fighting, but there is a lot of stuff to do, especially because you will be here to fight 2 of the strongest bosses in the game, and you will be back here for the hardest fights. Along with Traverse Town, being, like, having a reason to go back after a while adds value to the world, in my opinion. Like, they don't feel one and done. Like, Deep Jungle, once you've done Deep Jungle, you don't go back in there. Once you've done Agrabah, you don't go back in there, if not for crafting and synthesis materials, you know? That's the whole point. It's basically carried by Cloud and Sephiroth. I mean, Cloud is one of the only reasons why stuff happens in the world, because Hercules is barely there. And then you have Cloud that talks to you, pretty much the rival of the world. It's not even Hercules, it's just Cloud, in my opinion. This world is good if you get in the combat of the game. Like, if you like the combat of the game, this world is amazing. If you don't like it, it's just a time waster and padding. You don't like it, that's it. And that's why I think it's a good world, because I like the combat in KH1. It's clunky, but once you get stuff like eye jump, glide, block, Ragnarok, and all that, it becomes good. Like, it evolves naturally as you play. It's kind of like a Metroidvania where you have a lot of rooms where you can't go into because you don't have the higher jump, you don't have the invert gravity, you can't fly, you can't double jump, or maybe you don't have an item that opens certain doors, for example. I feel like the combat of KH1 is the same as a Metroidvania. Like, you get better at it, and it also feels better the more you play and the more it evolves, which I think it's amazing. It's an amazing way to do it. So yeah, in my opinion, as the way I like KH1, Colosseum is a great world. I like it a lot. Deep Jungle, again, a world that is confusing as fuck. These two go hand in hand if we talk complexity and confusingness. These are, in my opinion, the worst introductory worlds in the franchise. This place is confusing as fuck because every door brings to another location of the bizarre room that is with inverted gravity, or you're just in another location, like upper on a shelf. While Deep Jungle is simpler, it has the vine mechanic, which is very bad in the original KH1. It's very improved in Final Mix because of the reaction commands. And it's also very confusing when you need to rescue all the gorillas. I don't think it's as bad as Wonderland. And I also think it's aesthetically more pleasing to the eye. So I think I'll put it in B tier. Also, the fight with Clayton is very nice, in my opinion. I like it. Gives you a huge hardness to fight while fighting a Disney villain. Gives a lot of value for that. So I think I'm gonna put it in B. I don't have any problems in terms of navigation platforming. The only problem is I couldn't find the vines to climb, stupid green on green. Yeah, exactly. Like, that is part of the problem. The world is not perfect. I really like navigating it. Absolutely know that it's confusing because it's literally just a forest. Like, the only two areas you can clearly differentiate pretty much are the camp and it's a tree house. In terms of level design, I like it a lot. I really like the level design in this world. I think it's the first time where the level design is actually a bit deeper for the first time in the game. And even though the movement is a bit meh, I think it's fine. So I think placing it in B is a good. It's confusing. Not as much as Wonderland, has good level design, cool enemies, cool boss fight, you know what I mean? Party members, extra party members. Tarzan is the first guest character you have for your party. So I think B is a good level for it. How do we handle the 100-acre woods? I don't know how to handle this. I don't know where to place it, I'll be honest. I think D. Just D. I am inclined to give it its own category, because I believe this world is good depending on your mood. I don't really like any of the minigames in KH1. See, that's the thing though. The mood in KH1 fits perfectly with Winnie the Pooh, but it doesn't in KH2. And that's the main issue. KH2 is a bit darker than KH1. KH1 is way more light-hearted, way more on the cartoony side. It's cartoony even in KH2, but what I mean is KH1 is way more cartoony. There is a lot of fourth wall breaking. There are a lot of comedic moments that also go along with the music, exaggerated elements. There is a lot, in my opinion, that is. KH2 minigames are less annoying for me. Yeah, but that's a different thing. Like, KH2 keeps the gameplay varied, adding mechanics to the normal combat. Like, Mulan has the morale mechanic, or when you need to fight Beast, you need to use talkings to get him to his senses. Like, KH2 adds mechanic in the normal combat. And those also kind of counts as minigames. And I feel like the whole mood of KH2 is not as good as the mood in KH1 for this world. I think I'm gonna put it still in C. It's nothing amazing, it's just a minigame world that gives you some cool stuff overall, but it just ends there as well. If we didn't have a Winnie the Pooh in KH2, it would have been the same. But I think having Winnie the Pooh in KH1 makes a lot more sense. So I think putting it in C and not completely destroying it like Wonderland, I think it's good. Also because, did you know you can get the cheer ability if you complete all the puzzles, all the mini games with certain high scores? And also, did you know that there is a way to track the records that you need in the game through the little honeypots that are close to Pooh's house? Now you know. One thing I can say, maybe it pans out a little bit too long in KH1. I think C is fine. Because I'm also like, as I said, it depends on mood. I think if I am in the right mood, I like it. If I'm not in the right mood, I prefer to just go somewhere else. So I think C is fine for situationals. Like sometimes they feel good, sometimes they feel kind of meh. So I think that's a good spot for it. B is general for good world that are not perfect, but they are very good. And there is some stuff to do. A is for worlds that are very good and also give reasons to go back to, aside from the extra heartless. S is just perfect. S is just the world that is placed at the right moment and does the right things. I also want to say, probably I'm also talking through nostalgia here a little bit. Agrabah. I really like that the whole city is one big map when you fight the centipede. It's a bit confusing to go through the Cave of Wonders, but that makes sense since it's a huge place and it's supposed to be a place where you give a lot of yourself in order to bring something out. But if you can't, you're just gonna die there. I think personally Agrabah is fine. Thinking about it, it has a lot of cool stuff and details as well. Did you know that there are unique NPCs in Agrabah after you beat Jafar and before leaving the world? There are literally NPCs that are just there for that moment only. I think low B tier is fine. I like it, but it was oversaturated in the series, so it's kind of lost me after a while, but it's a great world in my opinion. It's a great sequel to Deep Jungle in my opinion. And also I wouldn't say the Jafar fight was good, unfortunately, but everything else is kind of good. But this is the first time. It wasn't oversaturated at the time. Yeah, that's true. That is fairly true. Also, you know what? Yeah. Also, it has one of my favorite fan mix heartlesses. So, see, this is why I like it, having you guys in the chat as well, because you make me think of things that I might forget or misinterpret in my head. It really helps having you guys around. Atlantica. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. It's just like the 100 Acre Woods. It has cool secrets. It has a lot of cool stuff. Navigating it is trash. It's so bad. Navigating it is like losing your brain when you need to go anywhere but Triton's Palace. It has a lot of cool things. Don't get me wrong. There is the little secret I explained earlier. It has a lot of cool stuff, like there is the pink agaricus. There is the shark fight, which is kind of nice. Not gonna lie. And then you have the awful Ursula fight. And don't forget about the awful navigation. It's oversaturated with gimmicks. Once you get used to the controls, it's not that bad. Exactly, it's not that bad, but I feel like you really need to be in the mood if you want to play something that is this. And I don't think people really like Atlantica itself. A lot of people play through KH1 and just skip Atlantica, because you can skip Atlantica as well as Halloween Town. You can't skip Monstro, but you can skip Atlantica or Halloween Town, depending on if you want to go directly to Neverland. Since it's one of the worlds that a lot of people kind of want to skip, I don't usually skip it, because I like to do the full package. I still think, due to the controls, due to the fact that you can't block, due to the fact that you can't use summons, you can't use other things that usually make the gameplay great, I feel Atlantica kind of ruins the whole idea, so it goes C. Monstro. This is the kind of world that if you don't know, it's either this or this. But I'm gonna put it in B. Middle B. And I'm gonna place it in B for personal taste. Because Monstro is literally a world that if you know how to navigate it, it literally can take 10 minutes to complete. You know the tunnels? They glow blue and green, okay? Trivia, in the original one, they didn't glow. They were just purple. But nowadays they glow green and blue. If you go through the green doors, you can complete Monstro in less than 5 minutes. At least the navigating part. The bosses and everything, they're gonna take a little bit more. Every room looks the same, just different layout. Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to say, it's very confusing. I agree. I absolutely agree. I am one of those that once I discovered the color glow thingy, I was mind blown. But the thing is, it's not intuitive. There is no hint that tells you follow the green so that you can navigate it easily. It's something that you discover after hundreds of hours you spend in the world. Something like that. But even then, it's not really ideal. I kind of like the Parasite Cage being a reference to Final Fantasy IX. I think, personal taste, I'm gonna place it in B, because once you know how to navigate it, it gets a lot of fun to just go through it. Just like, imagine you're playing through the first time and it takes you hours. Let's say an hour and a half to go through, and then you replay it again with more knowledge years later, and you just stroll through in 5 minutes. That adds so much to the taste of the world, in my opinion, where knowledge wins the original struggle, and I think it adds value. So I'm gonna place it in B because it's not my cup of tea. It's not really a great, unique game design world. It has a lot of good stuff. I also really like Pinocchio personally. I think B is fair. I understand if you place it higher for the knowledge thing. I understand you place it lower because it's just confusing to go through. I think it's good. Overall, I think it's fine. It's a good balance of knowledge gets you through it easily, and not knowing things makes it awful. Halloween Town. If we don't consider Atlantica, it's the first world where Sora changes outfit, and the design is sick. The whole place has unique designs for certain Heartlesses. The Final Mix Heartless is very cool, Chimera is very cool. Fighting the huge Oogie Boogie is fun. It makes you feel like you're fighting a huge monster, even though it's not really great, but it's a good level design for a boss fight, in my opinion. The overall aesthetic is amazing, even on a PS2. Still stands out today. Music is also amazing. Yeah, I think it's a great world. I think it's a great world that really breaks the monotony of the entirety of the aesthetic of the game at the right moment. Like, you get kind of saturated after playing for like 10 hours of the usual aesthetic. I think Halloween Town is placed perfectly in the list for what it is. And also, I like that you can skip it. Adds to the fact that you can miss it if you don't complete everything. I love the vibes, but the playing recently layout of the level isn't too good. Most areas force you to fight before moving on to next. That's true, and the only Gummy drop-out point is at the very beginning. Yeah, those are good points. I think this is one of those cases where game design can be kinda bad. I think the lows are not as low. Like, these two are the opposite. Like, the lows of this world are so low, they overshadow the positives, while the positives of this world overshine the negatives. Like, I think for the moment you get here, you have a change of aesthetic that is needed to keep the interest going. You have a change of kind of mood as well, because it's cartoony, it's fun, but it's also... Thank you, Roland, for the piece of chocolate. I think the positioning, especially, is what makes this world stand out a bit higher than the others. I think this is one of those cases where the positives of this world overshadow the negatives by a long shot. Also, I want to talk about the Final Mix Heartless. The Final Mix Heartless of this world is just a giant shadow, while this guy is a experiment-like enemy that has its own unique gameplay, its own unique animations, unique mechanics, and is a arena that is so good because it's just flat. It's just flat. It's an even fight on all fronts. So I think all the positives. Yeah, farming can be kind of messy. I understand. I absolutely get it. Farming is bad for this place. And once you reach the area with the unique artists, you can only leave to go back to the main plaza, meaning you have to go through the entire world again to get back the second time. That's not true, actually. I thought that was the case as well. But I recorded recently for the completionist video, and there is the platform that you can use fire on to go back to the hill with the thing that moves to go back here. So technically, you don't need to. It's just, this whole place is very dark, so it's hard to see, but it's there. I 100% assure you. Let's say it's not perfect again. There is no perfect world in Kingdom Hearts. But I think, for my personal taste, I think Halloween Town is one of the best worlds in the game. Neverland. It's weird that a world set in a ship is confusing. I don't like it, personally. I like the concept that we are in a ship, and it's pretty much the entirety of it. I like that there is Phantom, which is one of the cool boss overall, but gimmicky. I think it's a C tier, probably worse than Atlantica, in my opinion. It has cool moments where you have to fight Shadow Sora. You have the part with Riku. You have the best voice crack in the entirety of the series. You're stupid. You know, that kind of thing. We have a lot of cool moments from Neverland. Also, you get Tinkerbell, which is a goated summon. But as a world, I don't like it. Navigating the ship, it's a freaking ship. It's confusing as hell. The hardest makes me wonder if I have enough MP to last until the end. Yeah, exactly. That I think Phantom is not a great super boss. It's a gimmicky super boss. I don't know if I like it. So I think I'm gonna place Neverland here. Probably gonna place it a little bit further higher. Like, it's not close to B, but it's higher than the other two. And I think the reason is the gameplay is the same. You can fly, which is kind of cool, and you learn glide from here. But it's not it. It's not it. Level design is confusing. Actually, there is close to no level design because it's literally just navigating through rooms, left, right, and center. And everything, literally everything looks the same. I hate to use fire against the projectile keeps flying when they're... Yeah, like, it's not a great fight. I understand what they were going for. And I also kind of like the design. Simple but effective. It is what it is. It's not great. It's not great. And I think that's why Neverland gets a C. Hollow Bastion. Without a doubt, the best level design in the entirety of the series. And it's not even a question. This place is filled to the brim with secrets and with so much stuff to do just to navigate it. Is it though? Good question, actually. Because the main issue I have with Hollow Bastion is that the lift kind of thing brings you around and stuff. It's confusing to use. It's very confusing to use. That's something I can understand. But then you have the library puzzle, which makes you explore and do all that. I kind of don't like the spinny column kind of thing. I don't really like that. But I really like the fact that you have to go through these two rooms and get these items. It feels very Resident Evil-y, and I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's a good overall change of pace to the usual go talk to this, go to this room, jump on these platforms and all that. I think it's kind of good. The climb up is slow, which would be fine if they don't force you to do it a second time. Yes, I get that. I understand it. And that's where the knowledge comes in. Because you can actually skip half of it because you come back here with more tools. Like, you have completed all the puzzles and that's where you kind of go through very quickly. But if you know where to go and how to do it, you can literally just make it twice as fast. And that's also where the knowledge along with Monstro comes in. Plus there are secrets where you can freeze the bubbles instead of, you know, going in and that's it. You can actually soft lock in the game. If you know where to go and how, you can soft lock yourself in Hollow Bastion. The one thing I can say, having the elevators not skippable, like the cutscenes, it's bad. But think of also, like, I think it's kind of like the same example as Halloween Town. You have so many highs that it overshadows the lows. Like, you have the Resident Evil puzzle, you have the emotional moments between Sora and Riku, there is Riku Ansem, finally the showdown against Maleficent and Dragon Maleficent. You go back here, there's the Behemoth, and you learn more lore about the universe of Kingdom Hearts, where Hollow Bastion is the actual home of the Final Fantasy characters, and then you get to see Ansem. There's Oblivion in this freaking place. There's Oblivion, fucking the best Keyblade in KH1 for my taste, and I think it's great. I think it's great. It's one of those cases where the lows are not enough to make it feel like it's a bad world. There is so much value in Hollow Bastion. The switch of tone with the music, the overall aesthetic being completely original, you get answers to stuff, and I feel like it has so much stuff to do. Like, you go back here not just for the second visit, but you also go back here for Kuraga, you come back here for Oblivion since it's not mandatory. Complete everything you missed, because there is so much that is missable in this world. It's so good. There are so many secrets, so many interactions, so many high moments. I think I'm tempted to just place it here. I think it's better than Halloween Town. Halloween Town kind of falls short, as you said, in level design. Hollow Bastion just brings it out of the park. It's so good. It's so freaking good. Come on, man. I think this is to the surprise of no one. Took me someone in chat to make me understand that I had to use gravity on the chests. You can kind of get it if you know the game enough. Like, if you play the game enough and experiment with the stuff that you have, you can understand that you need to use gravity. But I understand it being cryptic. It's one of the many things that make the game great. Like, it doesn't handholds you it doesn't handholds you at all, where it both should and shouldn't be. Like, it should handhold you for Monstro, even though it's not mandatory to complete it. It should handhold you for the Traverse Town navigation part, where you need to go through enough rooms to trigger all the cutscenes with Donald and Goofy. It does handhold you to navigate Atlantica with the tridents around. It doesn't handhold you for Blizzard on bubbles. It doesn't handhold you for gravity on the chests. It doesn't handhold you for the lifts. The game expects you to have learned how it works at this point. That's the thing. Once I find myself comfortable with playstyle technique, I stop experimenting until after I finish the game. And that is perfectly understandable. And I also think is one of the ways they thought people would play the game. They added so much stuff in it, like through secrets and stuff, that they want you to, like back in the day with Final Fantasy, to chat about what you discovered. They don't do it complex for the sake of being complex. They do it because there is interaction between the human being. Like, you have a secret, you just discover it, you talk to your friends at school or on forums and stuff, but I don't really use forums until way later. So I think that's the goal they were going for, and they landed it perfectly. End of the world. Last world in the game. F tier because the Neo Shadows refuse to spawn. Fair point. Tier D, no doubt. Tier A, not A, tier E for end of the world. I'm thinking, personally, I really like it. I really like that the mood is even darker than the Hollow Bastion. It gives the idea of being literally at the final moment of the game. It's very atmospheric, exactly. Like, it sets the mood perfectly. It feels like it's a final area. The final battle with Ansem is extremely 2000s, and I love it. I love when enemies turn into giant freaking monsters for the sake of being cool, and that's it. It's something that is missed nowadays in gaming, and I want to see it again. I feel like epicness over coolness is what we should aim for in final boss fights. Like, give the idea that this is the end. Because there are times where I finish games and I was like, wait, that's it? That's because we're missing final huge bosses, you know? I like that we see Destiny Islands again at the end. I really like the new Heartless that spawn from this point onward, like the Invisibles that are not Invisibles, by the way, they are Invincibles, but there is a typo, unfortunately. And then you get those Angel Heartless kind of thing. You have more Behemoth variations. You go through the worlds again, and then you have a unique room for the Hollow Bastion segment. In my opinion, though, End of the World doesn't have level design. It's literally the opposite of Hollow Bastion. It sets a great tone, has amazing boss fights, just like Hollow Bastion. The music is top tier. The setting is top tier. You also get references to worlds that were destroyed by the Heartless, which are, of course, Enchanted Dominion, the Dwarf's Woods, and the Castle of Cinderella. I don't remember the name right now, but you get to see those as well, that then are repurposed later on for later games. But it doesn't have level design. It lacks level design. It's very cool. Also has Chernobog. It's very different room to room. Yeah, it's an amazing world. So I believe, personally, it's on par with Traverse Town, only because it lacks level design. If it had better level design, it would be at the same level as Hollow Bastion. It's a huge problem for a world which is where you need to spend like an hour in to not have level design. This is also why it's the same level as Olympus Coliseum and Traverse Town. You are here for a long time, but except for the one thing that they are good at, you don't do anything else. Traverse Town is higher because it has level design. It's also very cool, very big, has a lot of cool stuff in there, but it ends there. And the world is the same. It's a very cool world, has a lot of positives, especially the final battle, but has no level design. Halloween Town does it better. Okay, so there we have the tier list. We have a fairly balanced level for, like, fairly balanced levels, except for D tier, which is Wonderland. I think it's solid, personally. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's pretty fair of a tier list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Oh, sorry, because it's being recorded and Rolling will edit this. KH2 tier list. Where are we placing these? Let's go in order. So Twilight Town, S tier. We need to balance it in a way that is in the average of the game it is in. For KH1, the balance was very peculiar. This one has close to no level design, so we're gonna go with a different perspective. Twilight Town, S tier. And I think no one can disagree, unless you really hate Roxas, which is very hard to believe. Roxas is a great character, has a great narrative arc at the beginning of the game, great tutorial, lasts a long time, but every single day teaches you something different. The first day teaches you the real basic of the basic. The second day teaches you there are mini games in the game, and doing them rewards you. The third day is to pretty much set the basic of the reaction command combat, because you have to fight Twilight Thorn, which is very reliant on reaction commands. Then you have the struggle, which is a quote-unquote mini-game that also makes you understand that the fights will have gimmicks. And then we have the 5th day, which is where you want to explore. It's when you start to see chests around and interacting with the environment, while also everything is happening around Roxas, something very weird. A lot of people did not play Chain of Memories, so you have no idea who this is, you have no idea why Ansem is back, you have no idea why this and Ansem are together, you don't know who Axel is, you don't know who Roxas is, and there is this huge mystery that gets unveiled literally from the middle to the end of the game. That is amazing. It's an amazing section. And then you have the last day where it's just tutorial is over. Do whatever you need to do. And I think it's great. Also, you have to come here a couple of times, even though it's just for... You get Sora back in this place, then you have to fight through normal enemies and everything. But I think as a world, sets a great mood. Roxas' segment is so good. It's literally the only place in the game that actually has the same care as a world in KH1. You go to the mansion with Roxas, the chests are positioned in a certain way. You go with Sora in the mansion, and the chests are on the opposite side. You go look for the details in Namine's room, you see so many references. You have the Final Fantasy characters, so that the introduction between Final Fantasy and Disney is once again happening right in front of you. It's so good. The only thing it's lacking is the level design, because Kingdom Hearts 2 has no level design, unfortunately. So I think Twilight Town is a great starting world, great place to always go back to, amazing mood, everything. Just perfect. Twilight Town is a better tutorial area than Destiny Island in my opinion. True. That is actually true. It has so many secrets as well, like you can also go fight Cypher whenever you want to. Dive to the Heart. Do we want to count this? I think it's part of Twilight Town. I don't think Dive to the Heart should be part of this. So let's go on with the worlds in order. It says Radiant Garden, it's not Radiant Garden. Radiant Garden has a lot of peaks, story-wise. Especially if you play Final Mix, this world is probably the second best world in the game. I'm inclined to put it in S as well, because this is where you want to be most of the time. Has good music. Again, Final Fantasy characters are there. They add to the overall experience. You go back here for the mushrooms, you go back here for Sephiroth, you go back here for the data, you go back here for a plethora of reasons that are all worth it. So, in my opinion, I'm probably gonna put it on the same level as Twilight Town. The story part of Radiant Garden is the most epic. Yes, exactly. Twilight Town is a great introduction, great tutorial. Radiant Garden is literally the best world in the game, both content and mood-wise, for how many things happen and how good everything is. Oh, apparently this place is here as well. I would count it as part of Twilight Town, but I guess it's literally just 5 hallways, 3 hallways and 3 rooms, something like that. It's not great. I love that there is the detail with the mirrors that foreshadow you learning the drive forms, but that's pretty much it. There is nothing really in there. If you take the tower alone, it's kind of unfair. Yeah, it's like adding this. Okay, they are present, but I consider them part of this, honestly. They're not really worth it. Land of Dragons. I'm inclined to put it in C, because the morale gimmick is kind of meh. I think it only makes sense once, which is the fight with Shan Yu. And the second visit is just go to the same places as when you fight Shan Yu. Main objective is complete the quests given by Shang, go to the mountaintops, beat the army of Shan Yu, go to the main castle. Second visit is go to the mountaintops, beat Riku ? Go to the castle. It's the same thing. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna put it in C. It's not a great world exploration wise. I like the story with Mulan, but doesn't add anything to the story. And the big, huge ass Heartless in the game is cool. I just think that creating 12 new villains was a bit much, you know. I also think it's way more creative, because I am more on the Final Fantasy side of things than Disney. Beast Castle, on the other hand, I like it way more. I like Beast Castle because it's very explorative. Like, you go different places throughout the castle, and you have this mystery with Beast being very angry for some reason. Then, of course, you discover that it's Zaldin. You have to fight the illusory wall Heartless, which is very cool, or whatever the name is. What else is there? You get to fight Beast, which is also very nice. You have drama between Belle and Beast itself. The first visit is what makes this world, like, better, in my opinion, because you have a lot of cool stuff happening. You have mystery, you get to fight Beast. There is also Marluxia as a silhouette, which is very cool. It's a very cool fight. And if you're very good at the game, you can just win without taking a single damage. They put everything they had to give in the first time. Yes, because the second visit is focused more on, just like most of the visits post half game are related to the organization. So Beast Castle, in my opinion, as a world and how it progresses, I think also having Ifrit as the boss fight is very cool. I personally like also Zaldin as a boss fight. It's not an amazing boss fight, but it's fun. Again, it lacks level design, has a lot of mini games. I'm gonna put it in IB, not A. I don't think it's one of those worlds. I think B is fine. Then we have Olympus. Olympus that includes the underworld. Literally every single time you have to go around, it's from the beginning of a hallway to the end of an hallway. There is Zexion as a silhouette, which is cool. There is Oron, which is also very cool. I'm thinking, story-wise, it's nothing amazing. I think it's not better than Beast. It's not worse than Land of Dragons. I also don't really like the cups in this game. They are a lot, and I don't like that they are gimmicky and that you don't get EXP by killing the enemies. I understand why. It would make leveling a bit quicker, but at this point, just increase the amount of EXP needed. I'm indifferent to Olympus. I think it's not an improvement over the original Olympus. I like the fact that you get to explore the underworld that has some decent level design, because you have the very labyrinthic area, but the rest of the game of the world is just an hallway. I think putting it in low B is fine. The rewards other than the keyblade aren't particularly worth it. Yeah, exactly. It's not. There is nothing too insane about it. It's a cool continuation of the original Olympus, but as Nightfall says, it's not an improvement, but it's not terrible. It's fine. B, low B or mid B, it's fine. It's a good location. It's a good position for it. Disney Castle. This place has some lore to it because you used to be able to go there at the beginning of the development of KH1. In the trailers, you could see Sora walking in Disney Castle. So being able to walk here for the first time actually adds to the experience, in my opinion. Like it's like literally somewhat of a dream come true. I think it's fine. Do I think it's a good world? It's short. If we include Timeless River, because you see they are split, but once again, I think splitting these will not make sense, because they are part of the same location. It's not like Space Paranoids, which is something completely different than Radiant Garden. These two go hand in hand, in my opinion. The experience we actually got is just an X-Code mission. Exactly. If we take Disney Castle by itself, it's at the same level as Land of Dragons, if not worse. Splitting them would make me think less of Disney Castle, to be honest. Yeah, if we consider Timeless River alone, it's probably higher B tier, or like low A. If we include both of them, it's like high B. Disney Castle alone is low C. I prefer Land of Dragons slightly more than Disney Castle. Yeah, exactly, same. At least you go to Land of Dragons twice, and you get to fight Shan Yu. And then you have... there are cool fights in the gimmicks. But in Disney Castle, just escort Mini twice. Disney Castle has Lingering Will. True, absolutely. But in that case, if we're splitting everything, I will count as Keyblade Graveyard. No, that is a good point. I'm gonna do this then. High B, Timeless River, for style, legacy, and idea. Fuck the cards though. And super low B, Disney Castle. And that's only because of Lingering Will. Literally the only reason. 100 Acre Woods. I think for mood, it's worse than 100 Acre Woods in KH1. I think the minigames are quicker than the ones in KH1 and also less wonky. They don't force you to go for the high rank immediately to continue. Well, they don't force you in KH1 either, but you are usually forced to go through the entirety of the minigame. While in 100 Acre Woods, the first two minigames are very quick, like a couple of minutes. And then you have the minigame with Tigger that takes literally 10 balloons to explode, and that's it. And then you have the cave exploration, I think. There's nothing else, which is okay. I am tempted to say that it's not as tragic as 100 Acre Woods in terms of time pan, what it takes to complete. But I'm also on the verge of saying that it kinda is worse. So I'm think of putting it in higher C than Land of Dragons. I think this is good. Agrabah. I think this is the worst Agrabah has ever been in the entirety of the franchise. There is no level design. It's literally just a bad version of the Agrabah in KH1. The Agrabah in KH1 has a lot of level design, very cool moments. Agrabah in this game also has the Jafar boss fight, which is very cool. But there is the awful carpet ride moment, which I believe is the wonkiest addition in a game. Limits you so much for no reason. It's where you kind of can see some puzzles in there, but it was very well built in KH1, very linear here. The reason why it's different in KH2 is because they rebuilt it between KH1 and KH2 because of the sandstorms in days. So there is a reason why it's different, but I don't excuse it. I absolutely don't excuse it. It's just so bad. So personally, I think for how bad of a downgrade it is, it's even worse than Land of Dragons. It has Vexen. I don't like Vexen that much. I don't like Vexen I like Vexen as a concept of the fight. I feel like it's probably the weakest data fight in the game. Little trivia that just came out in my mind. Data Vexen was the first final mix content I've ever seen in my entire life on YouTube in 2006. That was the start of me losing my mind trying to figure out how to unlock the Cavern of Remembrance. It's a little bit of trivia about me and the story with Kingdom Hearts. I have only the kindest words for Atlantic. We can put it in A tier because A is for Atlantic. I honestly think it's gonna be the only word that goes in A in this list. Maybe not. Maybe I'm too harsh. But Finny fun, yeah. I'm gonna put it in low C for Atlantic you know? And I think there is no reason to explain why. Even Shimomura said that she doesn't like the songs she made for this. And that speaks volume. And make it have an F for Finny fun. There we go. This is perfect. Amazing. Port Royal before Halloween Town. This, just like Halloween Town in KH1, helps differentiate different worlds at the right moment, in my opinion. Like, you go through 6 worlds that kind of have overall the same aesthetic or almost, and then you get to Port Royal, which is just completely different tone. And I kind of like it that. I am inclined to put it at the same level as Timeless River. Not higher though, because again, there is no level design. It's cool that you go back here and you actually have to see different locations though. You get to fight Barbossa, allied with Pete, okay, but you get to fight Barbossa and the pirates, which are unique to this place. You also get to fight the Heartless that is summoned by Luxord. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, this might be the first 8-tier world. It has so much more value than what I thought it was at the beginning. Also, it's very cool to navigate the different islands with the ship and all that. It must be something Disney asked for. I can't find any other explanation for it. I don't think it stands out negatively, though. I like the fact that it's so different compared to everything else. That it's just... It feels like it doesn't fit, but at the same time, it's exactly the reason why it fits so perfectly. Because every world is different. It doesn't need to be cartoonish all the time. We can have some realistic look, even. Why not? I actually think Port Royal is gonna be higher tier. Yeah. I don't know if high tier or mid tier. I hate tier or not, but A for sure. It actually has a lot of positives. I like it. I like this thinking. I also really like Port Royal in general as a world. It has a lot of pros, in my opinion. I think it actually is the second or first world that has actual level design and more like level design combat design more than the others because of the pirates and everything. And I also like that the second visit actually has value because you get to see different locations compared to the first visit. I think it's cool. Makes more sense. Halloween Town. Halloween Town, it's a back and forth situation in both visits. It is no level design. The aesthetic is still the same. It's cool. It's kind of cool. I don't dislike it. I'm gonna give credit and put it in a higher rank. I still think it's worse than Beast Castle, but I'm gonna add the fact that there is... it's not as good as KH1, but it has a lot of value when you think about Final Mix. It's not a downgrade, it's a rework because they also include Christmas Town. And I'm gonna give you this trivia. Christmas Town in the original game did not have unique costumes for Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and also did not have its own soundtrack. It was still using the Halloween Town soundtrack. But in Final Mix, it's a sideway improvement. We get to see a part of Halloween Town that is not the usual, which is, in my opinion, amazing and adds value. I put it at the same levels of Olympus Colosseum. It expands on what already exists without ruining what previously was in there. Yeah, it's good enough as a sequel. That must have been an experience. Yeah, it was. Personally, thinking back, I didn't think much of it. I was like, I mean, it makes sense. It's the same world. It's no big deal. But after the addition in Final Mix, I realized that it has so much sense to have unique costume for that world. Pride Lands. The lion gameplay isn't as good as the game wants you to believe it is. You can't use drive forms, you can't use summons. So it's literally the same situation as Atlantica, but worse, in my opinion. The story of the world is bad, because it literally just destroys what the main message of the Lion King gives to the people watching. The second visit is useless. The first visit is also useless. It's literally just a nod to KH1, since you have Simba in there. We get to see Lion Pete. I think we all agree on that one. I think there is no one that doesn't agree with that one. There is nothing to say. It's the worst world in the game. If we don't include Atlantic, of course. It doesn't work at all. Space Paranoids. This is a addition in Radiant Garden that is very cool. Gives us a very cool Sora design. Very digital. I never watched Tron, so I don't know how good or bad it is compared to the original world, the original movie. But I really like that it's different. It feels different. I don't think it's a great world though. I'm still gonna put it higher than Disney Castle because it has interaction between these two. I think having a change, even though it's a bit bland or like old, it's cool. I think it's fine as a low B world because even the boss fights are nothing amazing. The CPT RBDD, what was the name of the guy again? The BBC with the BBW, whatever. What was it? I don't remember. The MCP, thank God. Okay, got to me. Yeah, I agree. No, I don't. Has better boss fights. The world never was. I personally think it's high A tier for the same reasons why End of the World is high A tier. It has great mood, music, and fight. It gives the perfect mood as a final world of the game. Has a lot of cool boss fights. Roxas as an additional boss fight in Finamix is amazing. He wasn't there the first time. Gives a closure to the beginning of the game with Roxas and everything, even though it's kind of clear because everyone just says Roxas. Hello Roxas, how you doing Roxas? Been a while Roxas. Of course Riku says it out loud at one point and Sora's like, oh what? You're a good other me. Yeah, exactly. You make a good other, whatever, that kind of line. It's clear as day, but Sora is so dumb he doesn't understand it until the end. That's the only bad thing about the world in my opinion. It's clear as days. And also Xemnas is an amazing final boss. So personally, probably one of the best worlds in KH2. Amazing mood, amazing boss fights, amazing enemies as well, and amazing, I'm gonna say amazing rooms. The locations in the world are so good, every single one of them, except maybe the elevator, but every single one of them has amazing shots, amazing symbolisms, and if you look closely, you can see faraway details that you can't see without a tool like NoClip. So this is a tier list of the worlds in KH2. With this list, I agree almost entirely. Yes, I absolutely can see that, because unfortunately, the levels in this game are not really great, but the very good ones stand out a lot. In the meantime, there's rolling in the bed playing But Sleep on PSP. Are you winning? No, she's not.